It's in the game.
Okay.
Death Valley, Clemson Memorial Stadium. We've got a top 25 matchup on hand. Two of the premier teams in the land looking to make a statement that will resonate. It's the Miami Hurricanes and the Clemson Tigers. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
Miami's head coach told me before the game, this running back has been unstoppable this season. He is ranked top 5 in the country in rushing yards, and people are starting to mention his name in the Heisman talk. He is really devastating at the line of scrimmage, showing patience running behind blocks, and coach said he belongs in this conversation as long as he keeps his head down and continues to do his job. Guys, back to you.
All right, Holly. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Looking for space, it's Fletcher. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Throwing, Mensa. Under fire. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Touchdown, Clemson. The defense does the work itself with the pick six.
You always want to come out and set the tone as a defense. Get a stop, make a punt. How about this? Get the INT and take it back to the house. Way to set the tone for this defense early.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. A rather inauspicious start with the kickoff out of bounds and great field position for this offense. Keep Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fletcher. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Back to the ground with the running back. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Hurricanes lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up fourth down.
That's an outstanding job by the defense there. Third and short. They knew the run was coming. Nice job winning the one-on-one battle to get the TFL. And now on offense, you're in decision mode because you're kind of in no man's land. And the metrics might say go for it here. We'll see what they do.
The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the first down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on fourth. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
And what a job by this defense. Early in the game, you want to set the tone. You want to set your offense up as much as you can. And here in the first half now, giving the ball back to them on their side of the field, shutting the fourth down conversion down, sending a message to this offense.
Running inside, it's Davidson. Might have a chance. Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Really nice run there. This guy's so exciting to watch when he's out in the open field. Kind of reminds me of old Clemson greats like C.J. Spiller and Travis Etienne. When they got into the second level, you just held your breath because you thought there was a chance they could break it off for a touchdown. This guy has that same dynamic playmaking ability.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. This time he wants to throw. Makes the grab. It's Johnson. What a tough-minded, hard-edged run. He gets it to the 24. After the completion, we see there is a man down, and the clock will stop to check on him. The run inside. It's Davidson. They drag him down, but not before he picks up a Clemson first down.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you first downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
Here comes Clemson with another first down. This time he wants to throw. Rushes on him. Took a shot as he threw. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone.
Well, the defense is fast. If you can hit that quarterback with his speed and force those incompletions, man, that is impressive.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? They'll throw again after the incompletion. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 20. from the gun, wants to pass. He's got him. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be first and goal.
Really nice job there of the quarterback. Reading coverage, he knew exactly where to go with the football and at what exact time. The timing could not have been better. They get the completion on third down, setting up first and goal.
They'll run it on first and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on second.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And he's in! Touchdown, Clemson! The AT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So they started that drive barely into opponent's territory and went 48 yards. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Got room at the 35. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
In most offenses, man, it's about controlling the line of scrimmage, getting the run game going. And when you got a back that's averaging over 5 yards a touch, like, I'm not great at math, guys, but every 2 touches I'm getting a first down, I'd say the offense will be in a really good position all game long.
Here's Darian Mensa to throw. Looking to the big tight end. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
This is a team right now playing with tons of confidence because of how much their defense is dominating. Just look what they did the last time they took the field, and look what they're doing early in this game. They've got dudes flying around making plays. They are a tough unit.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Out of bounds, right at the 20-yard line, edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on a score. This offense just gets a bolt of energy when they get a play like that. Now they're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. Pushing ahead, a tough run, picks up 4, it's down at the 15.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough. And there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll go right back to it. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And this D's going to have to find some answers, guys. I mean, you've seen him. This offense has moved the ball down the field, done what they want. Now 1st and goal situation. Who cares about the yards? Like, step up right here, try to force them into a 4th down, try to make them kick a field goal.
And the Hurricanes are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes! Some much-needed life from this offense as they try to cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. You're down. You got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Takes the handoff. It's Davidson. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Davidson. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
You know, Clemson football is at its best when they've got that guy at the helm that can be a playmaker. And Cade Klubnik had some of those flashes, right? Like going to the college football playoff the year before. But Clemson returning back to humanity a year ago. Not a good season for them. And Jesse, they didn't go out and get the five-star commit in the portal. They didn't go out and pay a lot of money. They believe in developing it through high school and the guys they've brought in.
Is it the guy, though? Because you mentioned it, David, and you're so right. When they had Deshaun Watson or they had Trevor Lawrence, they were the guy. They were the guy that took this offense, took this entire team to a national championship caliber level. They were true alphas at the quarterback position, and now we're going to find out if this new guy is the guy.
Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Davidson. Couldn't really get started there. Pickup of 1 to the 35.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Delay to the back. It's Johnson. Nowhere to go. Same song, second verse, as this defense is ready for this guy.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
It's fourth down, and they can make the field goal from here, but it looks as if they're going to leave the offense out there. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Makes the grab, ready for the first down. He's down immediately, but they convert on fourth down and keep the drive alive. The Tigers, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Maybe some confusion on the snap count. It's going to be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Just a little too eager there, and they'll back up 5, and it's 1st and 15. Motion from the wide receiver. Got a little grass. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
They'll run it in the red zone. It's Davidson. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And the extra point was good. And a special teams miscue as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll test the right side. Tackled after a short gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
And some room to work. And he's brought down, but the defender got a face full of stiff arm before he picked up that first down. Just moving those chains the way Frank Gore did back in the day.
Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James, so many elite backs in Miami history. Finding that guy that you can give the ball to that's reliable.
He's going to let it go. Has it. And he scores. Touchdown, Miami.
And that shows you the importance of the run game and balance on offense. They run the football. Next play, they come back. Safeties, linebackers, bite on the run, opens up the big pass down the field. He catches it, and he glides into the end zone for 6.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Looking for a crease, it's Davidson. Makes it past the marker. Turning it on. They get him stopped and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat.
One of the things I love about this offense, Reese, is they have tons of speed. They like to try to get the ball going east-west. That time they generate a huge play going to the right side.
And the defense either not fast enough to fit or got knocked out of the fit.
Yeah, they got to do a better job containing that as this game goes on. They got to funnel the football back to the middle of the field.
What a great play by the linebacker. You talk about filling a hole. Defensive line does their jobs. He comes in the hole and says, sit out, sir.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. Buried before he could blink.
Finally, a defense looks like they're able to break serve here. These offenses have been up and down the field now, these last 2 drives apiece, scoring points. But the sack right there finally puts an end to that, we think. It's setting up 4th down, and that might be a major play so far in this game to give them a lot of momentum moving forward.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Makes the grab. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down.
Well, this guy's not easy to bring down. They just throw him a simple hitch pass, but he's got so many moves out in the open field. You've got to get a lot of hats to the football to get that guy down, prevent him from scoring on big plays.
Ball sitting right at the 50-yard line, and they'll go for it on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. All the way! Touchdown, Tigers!
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space, their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
And he'll be stopped. Return gets it out across the 25, stopped at the 26. Time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Looking for space. It's Fletcher. Picks up the first down. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Canes racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down. And listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Here's Mensa to throw. Fires to the wideout. And the timing just a hair off.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Looking for a big play. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. The Canes will try to pin them back with the punt. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Trying the left side. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones. D linemen staying in their gaps. Linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Finds his man. It's Brown. Out to the 32-yard line before he goes out of bounds, and that's the way to give a little start to the drive. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Wants to throw it again. He wants to go deep. Got it down the field. Oh, there were a few steps there. He was thinking touchdown, but they finally get him down after the big pickup at the 25. The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Running inside, it's Johnson. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Got his man on the right. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
And the Tigers come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. Quick release by the QB. He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up 1st and goal.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to throw. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. Touchdown, Tigers. Makes the catch. Plenty of room. Feet down in the end zone. How efficient have lead here in week 5. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out, start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. On the ground, it's Fletcher. Stopped in the backfield as his defense doesn't want to let anything slip through here late in the half. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Connors.
Fellas, we are beginning to see a little separation in the standings. The Week 5 edition of our update show. We start with a look at Ohio State taking on the number 18 team, the Iowa Hawkeyes. And it's the Buckeyes with a gritty victory away from home. This team prepared well all week, and they'll enjoy the fruits of their labor. This team is now red hot. 3 consecutive victories and one of the most convincing offensive showings we've seen in a long time.
The Tigers send out the offense to go to work.
Here now some other games you may have interest in. And
there he goes. The 40. Past the 30. The 10. Touchdown Tigers. Once he got some room, it was over.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. He'll bring it out. It's Compton. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. On the run, it's Pringle. Danced his way through traffic, pick up a 4 to the 19. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That's the sophomore running back there taking a look at, and Holly Rowe will let us know what's going on the sideline. Hand off for Brown. There's some room. Smashes through the tackle. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And the offense says thank you very much for the bonus yardage, and it'll be first down after the personal foul penalty. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Powers through the defender. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, running up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you just look at the coverage. You look at down the field, taking away sure you don't throw that ball downfield to get the first down. The only option, check it to the running back. Now I close that space. Nice job tackling.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on fourth down. And he's not going to be able to wedge his way there. The defense with the stop.
Low man wins. Defense that time on fourth down was expecting run, and you saw at the point of it. They just dominated. There was nowhere for that guy to go. Defense wins the down. They give it back up now to their offense.
So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. The give on the counter. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like, that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. This time stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and they're probably saying, finally, what a night he's had.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
And the running game has been disastrous on the last couple of plays. They'll try to salvage the drive on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Throws to the tight end. And they can't make the play on third down.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
They punted away on fourth down. No fair catches here, looking for room. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. The Canes offense comes onto the field looking to put together a drive. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Mensah throws to the wideout. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Yeah, I think because the quarterback just wasn't able to transfer his weight and really step into that throw, the ball sailed on him a little bit, and that defender had a chance to make that interception. That's one you've got to make the quarterback pay for.
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Trying to take it back. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB, making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
And, man, this is more of the same for this dude toting the pill. Like, they keep giving it to him, and he keeps producing. Another chunk play. Like, I don't expect that they'll change much to do with this offense because every time they give it to him, he's chewing up some yards and good things are happening.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. The play action fake. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already gotten the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46.
It's a good young lesson for all young receivers out there. Never jump up and down waving your hands trying to get the attention of the quarterback because guess what? All you're doing instead is getting the attention of the defense. They're able to run over and get the INT.
And he throws another interception, his third one of the night. Bringing it back. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Tigers.
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Some misdirection with the counter. Nudges ahead for one out to the 16.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
And it's his fourth interception of the game. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Tigers. What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that.
Awesome job by the linebacker there in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, spying the QB, knowing where that ball was going to get thrown, and then the ball skills just to pluck it out of the air and take it back for a touchdown. Awesome work.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. Takes the handoff. It's Fletcher. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
Here comes the heat. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
This has been a frustrating day, and I'm not sure it's going to get any better. You're already down huge. Listen, this offense can't protect this quarterback. They don't do anything right now. This defense has had their number all game long.
Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Their defense came up with a big stop now to see if they can turn it into points. Snags it, and there's running room. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
Wants to throw on first down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He goes out of bounds, and that'll take us to the start of the fourth quarter. second down play. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. So now they come to the line on 2nd and 7 after the delay of game penalty. Back to pass. Grabbed on the right side, that's Wesco. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. In the red area, it's Davidson. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Winning first down is such a big deal on defense. Like getting them in more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that first down.
To the air on 2nd down. Makes the grab. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
These third downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this third down.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the tight end. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, they caught the defense off guard with that play right there. Here they are in field goal range. It's 3rd and short. You know, the odds say it's going to be a run. Instead, they throw it. They get a big play now setting up 1st and goal.
Let's see what Clemson comes up with on 1st and goal. Under fire. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
And I like this offense. I like watching it, man. They find a way to make plays and spread the football around. But I tell you what, I think this QB has an eye for this guy because that's 3 TDs now in 4 games. He wants to find him to make plays, really starting to trust that receiver out wide.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Screen pass just not working there. And you figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
Here's a little room there. Inside the 50. The 30. The 20. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Hurricane.
And this has been a rough day for this offense. And fight.
Oh, they blocked the extra point. Now he can return this. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish it off with an electrifying 77-yard touchdown run. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Breaks into the open. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And I think as a running back, if if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game. He's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
They're just trying to flex the muscle. They get him down at the 34 after a pickup of 4.
Really nice awareness by that guy, too, because it looked as though his momentum might carry him out of bounds, might stop the clock, but he knew to get down. He was fighting to make sure he fell down in the field to play, and as a result, the clock keeps ticking.
The handoff to Johnson. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Third and short, I have no problem with RPO because I can run it or I can throw it if I see something opening. Maybe he should have ran that one. You got 2 downs possibly to still try to make it happen, but he definitely didn't throw an accurate ball.
On fourth down, looking for the completion. Hauls it in easily enough for the first down. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. The run inside. It's Johnson. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
So the pop pass is busted up in the backfield for a loss. Let's see what they've dialed up on third and long from the 22. Gets the back moving. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Punch it out of the air. Good pickup on that one. They will stop him short of the line to gain, and now we'll see what they do on fourth down from the 17. They converted fourth down earlier on this drive, and now they'll try it again. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Hauls it in the first down and more. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Going for 6. And give him another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. On the ground, it's Fletcher. Oh, he's got some space. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
Well, a big key for this offense was getting the run game established, and this guy now over 120 rushing yards in this one. You got to give credit to the O-line. You obviously have to give credit to the running back as well, but they have answered the bell. They knew what they needed to do if they were going to be able to have success. success, and they're executing this game plan flawlessly.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run play action. Here's a throw downfield late. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. The give and tick, 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 tick. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
You haven't seen that happen too often tonight, taking a loss on a run. This guy's been special. He's been finding ways to get into the second level of this defense, and because of his talent and ability, that's a big reason why they've got the lead right now. You know that's not going to deter them, that last play. They're going to keep handing him the football.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. They go right back to him, and they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Now the play fake. Buys a little extra time. Just a short pass to the tight end. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.